Good evening. I am Miriam Abdulkawi, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. Tensions are dangerously high on the Sarstoon River as the Guatemalan Navy steps up its aggression on the BDF. We'll have a video of today's chilling showdown. And the Prime Minister says the Territorial volunteers should not go on the river tomorrow. Tonight, Will Mejia is doubling down. Plus, we'll talk to the Prime Minister about the Joseph Budna case. Also, fresh back from Argentina, we'll have an exclusive interview with the Minister of Home Affairs, Musa. These stories and much more are ahead on 7 News Tonight, so please stay tuned.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You to charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
The Courts Home Event, happening at all Court stores on the 12th and 13th of September 2025. Get unbeatable prices like the TCL 65-inch TV, only $1,149 or $15.92 weekly. Save up to 25% off on major appliances. Discover the widest range of stylish furniture and deals with mattresses as low as $299. Get more with 30% off with Force Ready Finance. Enjoy prizes, demos, samples, and more. All exclusively at Courts and Courts.com.
Are you looking to buy a vehicle but don't trust sellers out there? Well, here at Car Guys, we're more than just cars. We're about giving you peace of mind with every ride. From fuel-efficient 4-cylinders to warranty vehicles you can trust, Car Guys has the keys to your next adventure. Our inventory is one of the largest in Belize, so whether you're looking for something practical or even a touch of luxury, you'll find it right here. With a spacious office and huge parking areas, we make every visit easy, comfortable, and stress-free. Got a car to sell? We got you covered. So when it's time to find your next vehicle, trust Car Guys to handle it for you.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Kelso,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight.
We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Budna spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
How is this possible? Joseph Budna, a born Belizean, taken from right in front of the Orange Rock police station. No panic, no intervention. The officer on duty waved off. The commissioner silent. The minister unaware. From Orange Rock to Benke, checkpoints evaded, protocols bypassed, and then handed over to Guatemala authorities. No due process, no natural justice, no protection of his fundamental constitutional rights, just disappearance. This is utter nonsense. This isn't just one man's story. It's a question for every Belizean. If this can happen in plain sight, who's really watching over us? Demand answers. Demand justice. Because silence is not security.
You hear somebody say Budna?
When John Saldiva doesn't get his way, loyalty vanishes. Just as those he discarded, betrayed, or undermined. He confessed to dealings with Levder men, accused of fraud in the US. And he's aligned with Shine Barrow, deported and now desperate to hold power. Two peas in a pod, trying to fracture the very party he once claimed to serve. But Belizeans remember.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
We begin our newscast with one of our top stories tonight, where tensions are as high as they have ever been on the Sarstoon, as the Guatemalan Navy is imposing by force a claim to ownership of the Sarstoon as being part of their territory, which it is not. Last night, we showed you how they planted a flag on Sarstoon Island on the 10th of September. Well, tonight, there's more evidence of aggression. Videos obtained an hour ago by 7 News of a confrontation which reportedly happened today show a BDF vessel outnumbered and outflanked by the Guatemalan Navy. They deployed aggressive water maneuvers and in commanding tones, that is. They told the BDF patrol that the waters of the Sarstoon River are not in dispute. When the BDF continued along the river, the Guatemalan military cut them off, causing the Belizean vessel to rear-end the GAF Navy vessel. We present the video without captions due to time constraints, but viewing them, you can certainly get a sense of the danger. Here's more.
Las aguas del río Sarstoon no están en litigio. Son parte de las aguas interiores de Guatemala. Regresen a su apostadero. Las aguas del río Sarstoon no están en litigio. Let her go back. Let her go back. Let her go back. We are reported. We are reported. We are reported. We are reported. We are reported, man. Let me leave the fuck around. We're not risking it. We're not risking it. No. We're not risking my life. But we are reported, man. We are reported.
And we do apologize for that strong language. As you can see, a lot of these videos are unedited. You can also see there initially the BDF commanding officer was reading a statement in Spanish to the GAF asking respectfully that steps be taken to ensure a peaceful encounter. He asked that the Guatemalans respect Belize's sovereignty and maintain a safe distance to avoid any provocative action that could intensify tensions. Additionally, he asked that the GAF conduct its routine patrols within the confines of international law and respecting Belize's territorial integrity. He notified them also that they are violating the 1859 treaty. However, the GAF captain stood firm and actually spoke over the Belizean soldier as he was reading his statement. Again, here is that untranslated version.
Le pedimos amablemente que se atienda las siguientes cosas para garantizar un encuentro pacífico. Las aguas del río Sarstoon son parte de las aguas interiores de Guatemala. Le solicitamos que respeten nuestra soberanía nacional en ningún lugar y la integridad territorial de Belice. Por favor, mantenga una distancia segura y evite cualquier acción provocativa que pueda intensificar las tensiones. Le invitamos a realizar patrullajes de rutina, pero le pedimos amablemente que lo haga dentro de los límites del derecho internacional y la integridad territorial de Belice. Actualmente está violando el Tratado Internacional Fronterizo de 1859. Esperamos que este encuentro sea mutuamente respetuoso y pacífico. De las aguas interiores de Guatemala. Se respete y se mantenga la frontera internacional y se desista de cualquier provocación. Gracias por su cooperación y por mantener la paz y la soberanía de ambos países. Las aguas del río Sarstoon no están en litigio.
So what does the Prime Minister think about this series of aggressive incursions into Belizean territory? Well, when we spoke to him at 2 p.m., we don't know if he had seen these latest videos, but he praised the BDF soldiers for their bravery yesterday and stated that even though our army is small compared to the GAF, Belize must continue to stand its ground. He explained what the government did immediately after they were informed that the Guatemalan flag had been placed on Sarstoon Island.
I think it's first important for us as Belizeans to recognize the bravery of our BDF soldiers. They were surrounded by Guatemalans. I think there was as much as 7 boats, Guatemalan boats, and their gunboat was probably about a mile away. And I want to commend them for the bravery that they've demonstrated, and they are cool under pressure because this could have gotten out of control. But they stood their ground to ensure to make the point that they are in Belizean territory and that flag had to come down. During that time, our minister got in touch with the Minister of Defense from Guatemala, Minister Mira, and Minister Fonseca with the Foreign Minister from Guatemala. So immediately started to work the diplomatic channels. And because of that immediate work that we did, then the Guatemalans brought down the flag and then moved out from within our Belizean territory. We've always said that the Sarstoon the river is the line, the medium line. Going north is Belizean territory, and going south belongs to Guatemala, and that remains. We follow the standard procedure. It is that the Minister Fonseca, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, have written a strong letter of protest to the OAS and also of course to Guatemala, and have started informing all of the Friends of Belize, the group like the United States, Canada, Mexico, the UK, and so forth, to inform them of that incident. I expect to be at the UN on the I leave Belize on the 22nd. So during that time, I am expecting to meet with President Arevalo to discuss this situation. President Arevalo has demonstrated great support for Belize and wanting to create closer ties and really a relationship between both countries. But obviously there seem to be elements within the military that are still classified as old guard and wanting to demonstrate every so often their stance their stance when it comes to the Belize issue. But that's an issue that's dying, and the old guard, most of them are very old and basically dying, and the younger generations are the ones that are pretty much recognize that Belize is a free and independent nation, and I recognize that. And we believe that in time that will work its way out, and also at the same time with the at the ICJ, we still have every confidence that we will win that case.
And he doubled down on the GAF soldiers acting on their own and that their actions aren't reflective of the current administration.
Of course, it's an act of aggression. They came into our territory without our permission, and it is something that we hold very serious, and then we would not continue not to tolerate it. But we also have to be realistic. The size of their army compared to our size of the army. But we will stand our ground. I mean, this is our land, and we're not going to give not a single inch to the Guatemalans. Obviously, there are certain elements within the military that start having this aggressive behavior. We know that President Arevalo has been having a lot of problems within his government, because nobody expected him to win, and then he's a reform-minded president. And so he's finding these challenges all over. But the Minister of Defense has, I met with him already when I went to Guatemala on a meeting with President Arevalo, and he also went to great lengths to see how we can work in that area, how we can diffuse the relationship between, especially the military, within the two countries. The problem is not at the high level, it's more at the lower level, where from time to time you have some of these hardliners that would want to try to show, okay, well, we are not going to give up our land, but we all stand firm that Belize is ours, and we are going to do as best as we can to defend what's ours.
And because tensions are extremely high and heightening, today the Prime Minister urged the Belize Territorial volunteers to cancel their trip to the Sarstoon tomorrow.
I can't deter, I can only advise. And my advice to Will, and Will is a dear friend of mine, is that don't go there right now. Why do I say that? It has nothing to do by saying that we are admitting that that land, it's not our land. It is, and we have every right. Every citizen has every right. But for instance, if there's a mad bull in a ring, you're not going to jump in there with a red flag because they're going to attack you. And we're just trying to prevent anything from anybody getting hurt. These are civilians, and they might do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, and when you see somebody trigger happy, and then you get hurt. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So far, we have been very successful in preventing any kind of harm to any citizens from both sides of the country, from both countries, and we want to keep it that way.
But Will Mejia is not backing down. In fact, he has invited the media to join him tomorrow, saying he has 3 big vessels ready for the trip. And the Prime Minister's hands are full right now, not just with the incursions into Belizean waters, but also with the Joseph Budna abduction. Earlier this week, he issued a statement announcing that the Compol would be placed on administrative leave and that ACP Suzette Anderson would be leading the investigation. As we have pointed out, his statement said nothing about an independent investigation, nor that there is any plan to release the video footage of the abduction. Well, at today's House meeting, the media asked whether those are off the table. Here's that.
Nobody has said no to an independent investigation. What I have said is that we will ask the police first to come with a report. And based on that report, then we decide what is next forward. If there's a need for an independent investigation, then we do so. But allow us to be able to get that report so that we can then decide what we were supposed to go.
You called the report, the first one you got, unsatisfactory and incomplete. Can you say why?
It was unsatisfactory and incomplete because they did not have enough time to finish it. I think they did not expect me to just demand that report. Remember when I said it, I gave them about 24 hours to finish that report. And so they did not have enough time. And so what was sent to me was unsatisfactory. And so I said, well, we need to finish the report.
Is ACP Suzette Anderson a constituent of yours? And could there be any possible conflict of interest because
Why would you ask such a leading question when you know the answer?
What's the answer?
Don't know
You do the answer? Yes, you know the answer.
What answer?
What?
What would be the answer? So yes, a conflict of interest is expected?
No, to the first part. To the first part, if she's a constituent. Obviously, he knows that. You just did no, but you know it. So come on, no, play the fool. You know the answer. Yes, she is a voter in Orange Walk Central, but I have had no discussion with her. Absolutely none. Even when the appointment was made to have the acting commissioner, I have not spoken to him, not by phone, not in person. I am allowing these professionals to do their job. I have every confidence in Bar Jones and Ms. Anderson to be able to do what is right. I feel that we need to give the police, who are the ones that do investigations in Belize, to do the first part. And then when we do decide to do an independent investigator, who is going to be that independent person in Belize? But we are going to bring in a foreigner. If we bring a foreigner, on our give X. We put somebody in Belize, that one, they know this one, we know this one, So let's try to work the process. That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to hide anything. I am going to repeat it one more time. This was not sanctioned by the state. I can tell you, I had no idea of this going on. And if I should have known, I would have immediately said that cannot happen in our government.
And as for the surveillance video, which is critical to determining if police were involved, he said that it would be released after the investigation is complete. Here's more.
I know the Minister of Police, what he said. But I'm saying once we finish with the investigation, we could release everything. We don't have nothing to hide. But allow the investigation to finish. When the investigation is over and you guys want the footage, be happy to give it to you. But let the investigation finish first.
Why will the report go to Cabinet instead of going to the DPP's office?
It's not going to Cabinet. It's going to me. As the Prime Minister, I am responsible. So it comes to me. Once it comes to me, then I probably inform my cabinet of what was found there, and I will make that decision, not the cabinet.
You accept any at all that police might have been involved in this abduction?
Well, I can't accept anything until I get the report and I get the evidence.
And we've also pointed out that Rosado is the first commissioner ever to have been placed on administrative leave, and only 131 days into his tenure. So, does he have any chance of a comeback? Surprisingly, the Prime Minister says yes.
Is there a possibility that he can come back even after he's been publicly shamed this way?
I don't think he was publicly shamed. I think what was happening is that he wanted to remove himself, and so from this whole thing, so that you don't accuse that he's tampering with the investigation. It's more like you guys. I mean, it's more like damn if you do, damn if you don't. He decided to do the honorable thing. I figure, it's best that he have administrative leave so that we can proceed with this investigation. It has nothing to shame Commissioner Rosado.
And the issue came up again inside the House meeting where the leader of the opposition spoke on the adjournment. She pressed the Prime Minister to authorize a transparent and independent investigation.
One has to ask, what did Mr. Budna do and what did he know? And who in the police? Who in the police department got the order. We have seen evidence, Mr. Speaker, that suggests that the police, members of the police department were involved in this incident. And to say that the response to this is to place the commissioner on 45 days leave of absence is unacceptable. He's still the commissioner. He still has influence. He still can give order. Tell me, Mr. Speaker, who in the police high command will speak against the commissioner of police with the understanding that he will be back in 45 days? The police cannot investigate the police. Not in a situation where leaked footage has suggested that the police was directly involved in this incident. I join my voice with the voices of our former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Godfrey Smith. I join my voice with the Association of Defense Attorneys. I've joined my voice with our civil society partners. I join my voice to our National Trade Union Congress of Police. I join my voice with every Belizean citizen who requires a clear explanation as to what occurred on August 22nd.
We in this side do not support that any citizen of this country should be grabbed and taken over to any country. We do not support that. And we stand against it. But what have we said? Unlike the borough government, when they try to cover up everything, we have been open about it. We have been open, we never hide it. When it came to our attention, could you just shut up for a moment? Could you just shut up for a moment?
Members.
I listened to her, never interrupt she. Quiet him there. Quiet him. Listen, when you were talking, I listened. I never interrupt you for a moment. The point that I'm trying to make, we are not like the previous Prime Minister that we tried to spin our way out of this thing. We have said there's going to be an investigation. And who does the investigation? It is the police. Now you're asking for the videos. How can we release a video supposedly, which I have not seen? I don't know if it even exists. But my point is, if there's any such thing, those are going to be used for evidence. And if we put it out there, then a good attorney, just like Dickie Badley, will come to court and say, those things have been doctored and throw it out of court. So we have to be careful with what we're doing. And so the commissioner then felt that maybe it's best if he pull out. That's okay, I put him on administrative leave. Because we want to ensure that the people they could go through with the proper investigation. We had the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ms. Anderson, to be able to do it. Now, I want to make it very clear. I have not spoken with the Acting Commissioner, Bart Jones, nor with the Deputy Commissioner, Ms. Anderson. I have not said a word to them. As to Ms. Anderson, who is a voter for Jackson, I don't know when is the last time I've spoken to Ms. Anderson. It could be years. Because when I go to Fushima house, it's like she's not there, she do work. I don't even have a phone number. But she's a woman of integrity. I will get to report. And I do not report the cabinet on this matter. I report, but I will tell my cabinet, yes, whatever is in there. Of course, I owe them the respect I have for them. but they report to me, not to the cabinet, as the Prime Minister. Once we get that report, and if I believe that that report needs further investigation, we will have an independent investigation being done for us to get to the bottom of this. And also, I will release whatever tips there may be, whatever they may have. I will visit the Minister in charge of the police said that we could release it. I have not seen it. I have not seen any report.
And we take a break now, but coming up on 7 News, we spoke exclusively to Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa today, and we'll have his take on the developments in the Budna case. And later on, the Prime Minister tells Jules, put your name on a ballot. Stay tuned.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Come to banquet, find your way. Engines roar at the break of day. Volvo outboard surf the waves. Castrol oil is what they crave. Live with power, feel the sound. Heavy machines shake the ground. Riding Honda, feeling proud. Rev it up and shout aloud. Feel the wind against your skin. Snow so wide, let's begin. At banquet where dreams ignite. Gear up, then let's take flight. Kohler's power runs our towns. JCB lifts heavy pounds. Find the tools to build your dreams. Banquet's got the best machines. Grip the wheel and never slip. Feel the rush, it's time to trip. Every brand you know and love. Banquet fits you like a glove. Feel the wind against your skin. Snow so wide, let's begin. At Banquet where dreams ignite. Gear up, then let's take flight.
Banquet, equipment, parts, service. We represent quality.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there. Expo sponsors include Bowen & Bowen, Smart Belize, Maurice Sharp's Fine Foods Limited, Quality Poultry Products, DigiWallet, Grace Kennedy Belize Limited, Cellular World Belize, the European Union, Diversified Life Solutions, the Belize Tourism Board, Tenchtronics, Woodstock, Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Love FM, Love Television, Creme Radio, XTV, Hot Off the Press, Hits 100 Oye FM, Belize Entrepreneur Spotlight, and the BCCI's Western Union.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shireen Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight.
We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Are you looking to buy a vehicle but don't trust sellers out there? Well, here at Car Guys, we're more than just cars. We're about giving you peace of mind with every ride. From fuel-efficient 4-cylinders to warranty vehicles you can trust, Car Guys has the keys to your next adventure. Our inventory is one of the largest in Belize, so whether you're looking for something practical or even a touch of luxury, you'll find it right here. With a spacious office and huge parking areas, we make every visit easy, comfortable, and stress-free. Got a car to sell? We got you covered. So when it's time to find your next vehicle, trust Car Guys to handle it for you.
NextGen is thrilled to announce the launch of our brand new website. And guess what? It's designed with you in mind. Visit our new NextGen website at www.nextgen.bz. So what's new? Streamlined signups. You can quickly and easily sign up for our services. It's super simple. Easy account management. Access and update your information effortlessly. No hassle at all. Assistance requests. Need help? Just request the assistance you need in a snap. We've got you covered. Enhanced customer service. Connect with our dedicated customer service team seamlessly. We're always here for you. So go ahead, visit us at nextgen.bz. Explore all the new features we have to offer. We're here to make your experience better than ever. NextGen, the next generation of TV and internet.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
And we continue our newscast with some ICE detention news. He was deported from ICE detention in the U.S. on Tuesday. And tonight, Ellis Main is at the Hattieville prison on remand for murder. Under heavy security, which included blocking traffic to secure the court perimeter, police took him to court this morning, where he was arraigned for murder, attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and dangerous harm. He was remanded to prison until November 6th, that is, and he is accused of killing Roy Lee Burgess and shooting Maya James in the head. And continuing with other news, and the media asked the Prime Minister about Maine's deportation. He explained that he was already in the process of being sent back, but because of the Trump administration's mass deportation program, the process was sped up. He added that he's witnessed the effect of the mass deportations himself when he travels to the U.S. Here's more.
Well, thanks to Mr. Trump, who is quickly getting rid of everybody. I mean, it's incredible. We laugh at it, but I can tell you, last week I took my wife to the doctor in Houston, and I like to go to an IHOP for breakfast as well, in particular close by, and usually you used to see a lot of Hispanics. They are serving when you went there. I saw one, I think, or two in the kitchen, no servers. All of the servers now are Black Americans, and they're few. They don't have enough people because they're getting rid of everybody.
In this case, was a specific request made?
I'm sorry?
Remittances. So I saw a story with people sending back much more money. Like
I think a lot of people are sending back their money to be able to save it here. So if in case they're picked up, because that's a problem, that when they're picked up, they don't have a chance to go and pick up their stuff. They're just shipped. And it's a sad thing. And it's unfortunate because immigrants have played a critical role in the development of the United States. But again, it's their government, and we have to respect their decision.
I was just asking if a specific request was made for Maine, or if it's just something he got caught up in the process.
I'm not sure. Probably, I think that was already in line because they were in jail already. Yeah. So he was already in jail almost a year. But no, with trying to get rid of everybody quickly, probably then just quicken the deportation process.
And switching gears now, she's the woman charged with arson of her common-law husband's house and its contents. Today, a mother of two, Andisha Andian Myers, appeared in magistrate's court charged for arson. Myers, who was very emotional at her arraignment, is accused of setting a small home on fire, that is. No plea was taken since it is an indictable matter, and there is no objection to bail, which was offered in the sum of $5,000. But by the end of the court this afternoon, she was unable to post bail and has been remanded to the Belize Central Prison until she can do so. Meanwhile, earlier this week, we told you about the police officer and mother of two who was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver. Well, tonight, police say that man is Dijon McNabb, a bar owner from San Ignacio. Police say that two constables were hit, Karen August and Curlin Hamilton Jr., on Friday, September 12th. 31-year-old Dijon McNabb has been charged for negligent grievous harm, negligent wounding, drove without due care and attention, failed to keep as close as possible on the right-hand side of the road, and failed to stop and render aid, and failed to report an accident. And as you heard earlier in the newscast, the Prime Minister spoke extensively on the Joseph Budna case, and he lamented that his Minister of Home Affairs wasn't in the House to explain. That's because Musa was returning from an official trip to Argentina. Upon arriving at the PGIA this evening on a return flight from Panama, we asked him how he feels that the Prime Minister rejected his support for an independent investigation and the release of surveillance videos. Here's his response.
Before I left the country on Saturday, as you know, I had put forward that position, my suggestion. That is only a recommendation. I haven't had a chance to sit with the Prime Minister as yet. I hope to do that sometime this week, this coming week, on this particular issue. So hopefully we could sort that out, no?
And how does Musa feel now that his handpicked commissioner of police has been placed on an unprecedented 45-day administrative leave? It would appear to be a humiliation for the most senior lawman in the country, but the minister rejected the notion that he was handpicked. We asked him whether Rosado will return.
When you say handpicked, what do you mean? Because there is a hierarchy when it comes to the police department. We can talk of police constables, corporals, sergeants, all the way up to deputy commissioners of police who could be commissioners of police one day. But in terms of the next person in line, based on the ruling of the High Court of Belize, that would have been Dr. Rosado. And so, if you would recall, at the time of the selection, it had come down to the two senior deputies, and it was determined at the High Court that Dr. Rosado was the more senior deputy, and so he got the job.
Can Richard Rosado come back from being publicly undermined or humiliated by being put on 45 days?
That's left to be seen. As you know, the Prime Minister has given directives to the effect that ACP Anderson, who is well fit to carry out this investigation, and I presume that that investigation is going to be wrapped up sometime in the coming weeks, and so we'll have to see what happens after that.
And so now, Musa goes from Rosado to Bart Jones as the acting compol, at least for the next 45 days. Now, Jones was not his choice for the top cop. So how will he click with Jones? Here's how he put it.
Can you work with Bart Jones?
I can work with any police officer, like I said, from PC all the way up to commissioner. I got along well with our former commissioner of police, with our deputies, with our ACPs. I think likewise they have a good working relationship with me. Certainly, I have been known to make them feel very autonomous in their position. I don't interfere in the critical work that they have to do. And so I think that we can work together with any one of them.
And while Jones is acting compol, Assistant Commissioner Suzette Anderson is leading an investigation into the Budna abduction, the investigation which Musa said should have been independent. But now it is being led by a senior cop. We asked for his views in detail.
Like I said earlier, ACP Anderson enjoys a lot of confidence of not just me as the Minister of Police, but the government and the public at large. I think she has a high level of integrity and support, and I do believe that she can do the job.
Her report will be submitted to Cabinet. Why not the DPP? Can Cabinet members even evaluate an investigative report?
So I don't understand the press release to mean that, Courtney. I think it is merely for Cabinet to have an oversight of the process. And so once it is that Ms. Anderson reaches a certain level of her investigation and completes it, the Cabinet can hold her accountable in terms of the progress on it. Cabinet cannot tamper with a report, cannot change anything in a report. So I think that's a false narrative that's trying to be created. Obviously, it's going to have to end up with the DPP for decision. And so Cabinet is merely overseeing the process to ensure that it moves along swiftly.
And what about Constable Barry Flowers? Joseph Budna identified him as the only unmasked abductor. And now he has been placed on interdiction. So does that suggest that the police support Budna's claim? We asked Musa.
Why is Barry Flowers on interdiction?
I would not know that, and I would have to see the investigative report.
But as a member of the SPU, he got a gun when he was on leave on Thursday, August 21st. Who approved handing over of a police weapon to an officer on leave, and for what purpose? OC Gamboa says it wasn't.
Okay, so, well, I'll have to sit down also with the investigative officer, ACP Anderson, to get a full briefing on that. Since I left the country a week ago, I have not gotten any updates on the progress of the investigation. So I'm sure all those things will be answered.
And in other news, at the start of almost every school year, there is controversy regarding students' hair. Schools would sometimes send home groups of students, which is against the Ministry of Education's policy. Well, today, the ministry, along with other stakeholders, met in order to streamline these policies and regulations. Outside the House of Representatives, the Minister of Education told us more about it in detail.
We had a very good meeting. Several stakeholders were present at the meeting. We had a very good discussion, a platform on which we agreed that there are certain concerns that students, parents, and educators have in relation to the grooming of the hair, among other concerns. And essentially, what we established as a group is that there is urgent need to review the existing school rules, the policies, with a view to, creating, a platform where the whole issue of, student grooming, hair policy, and so on, can be developed in a way that it is going to take into account essential, values for our students, essentially promoting important life skills and values that are not going to infringe on the rights of any child in relation, to the hair or any other consideration.
Once that review is done across all schools, I don't know what form it will take.
Well, as I said, and that is why we convene a working group. Okay. Obviously, this is a work in progress. We will have to continue the discussions. There's a lot of work that will have to be done to ensure that we can advance this process, taking into account all the concerns of the various stakeholders.
The stakeholders present, that is, include Yaya Marin Coleman of the UBAT Educational Foundation, Nadia Kaliz, president of the Belize National Teachers Union, Marshall Nunes, Disabilities Desk Coordinator, and Cynthia Pitts of the Human Rights Commission. And while most schools have recently opened their doors for the new year, Stella Maris still hasn't. That's because the school is undergoing renovations. In the meantime, the students will be at the UB campus in Belize City. However, they haven't been able to start classes just yet. The minister explained and told us why.
What I am going to say is that currently, there is a project that is going to rehabilitate the old compound. And as a result of that, there had to be, there was the need then to find a new location. And that location is currently at the UB campus, where the old Teachers College was. They are finalizing the works in that area. And certainly, classes are going to resume very shortly.
When you say short-lived for Stella Maris to start back classes at UB, weeks, days?
I don't want to give you a definitive time, but I know that the contractor who is doing the rehabilitation, because there had to be, works done on the compound to ensure that, it is safe for the students, and that is advancing very quickly. So I believe that in a matter of days, that matter is going to be resolved.
A new principal for them has already been appointed?
Yes.
And we take our final break now, but there's still much more ahead. We'll have an update on recent logging violations from the Deputy Chief Forest Officer. Plus, we'll ask the police minister about what's being called the Raccoon Street waterfall. Stay tuned.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
NextGen is thrilled to announce the launch of our brand new website. And guess what? It's designed with you in mind. Visit our new NextGen website at www.nextgen.bz. So what's new? Streamlined signups. You can quickly and easily sign up for our services. It's super simple. Easy account management. Access and update your information effortlessly. No hassle at all. Assistance requests. Need help? Just request the assistance you need in a snap. We've got you covered. Enhanced customer service. Connect with our dedicated customer service team seamlessly. We're always here for you. So go ahead, visit us at nextgen.bz. Explore all the new features we have to offer. We're here to make your experience better than ever. NextGen, the next generation of TV and internet.
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there. Expo sponsors include Bowen & Bowen, Smart Belize, Maurice Sharp's Fine Foods Limited, Quality Poultry Products, DigiWallet, Grace Kennedy Belize Limited, Cellular World Belize, the European Union, Diversified Life Solutions, the Belize Tourism Board, Tenchtronics, Woodstock, Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Love FM, Love Television, Creme Radio, XTV, Hot Off the Press, Hits 100 Oye FM, Belize Entrepreneur Spotlight, and the BCCI's Western Union.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Rain has been falling heavily all across Belize since early this morning, the product of an upper-level trough. And this morning, between 6:30 and 9:30, that meant 2 inches of rain falling in just a few hours. And that opened up what's being called the Raccoon Street waterfall. We're talking about the biggest police station in the country where, when it rains, it pours. That's because of decades-old leaking roof. And as the video shows, the rain came streaming down through the stairwell of the 3-story building. Now, this is a recurrent problem. And at the end of July, Ministry of Home Affairs, Kareem Musa, promised a fix that would be in place within 2 months, meaning by the end of September. Well, nothing has happened with that. And today, the Ministry of Home Affairs issued a statement saying that though estimates have been made and funds have been approved, the tendering process isn't complete. And at the end of September, the ministry expects approval from the contractor general in order for construction on the roof to begin. So, in a small change, that means the 2-month deadline for repairs will not be made. The minister has proposed putting a traditional gable or triangular roof above the hopeless porous flat cement roof that is there. And when the minister returned today, we asked him what he feels about it, and he said the process to get it fixed is much more complicated and much more frustrating than it seems. Here's more.
It's been quite a frustrating process, Joe Marie, as you could imagine. I know how important it is in governance to have oversight from the Ministry of Finance to get something approved, and thereafter the contractor general for her approval. And so it's been a very slow process in coming to the final approval, so to speak, but I am informed, I'm reliably informed that that has been granted, and obviously at a very opportune time. It has taken us 2 months for us to actually get through the process of the looking at the various quotations from the companies for us to finally arrive at the bid that was accepted by the Ministry of Finance. And so I'm, like I said, I've been told that it's been finally approved, but it has been a frustrating process.
Turning now to other news, we've been reporting on the illegal logging in Boston Village, where Mennonite loggers went into their village lands and did a clean cut, taking out every tree they could. The Forestry Department has been investigating, and today we asked Deputy Chief John Pinello for an update. He says they have arrived at a turning point where the courts will decide what happens next. Here's more.
Regarding the Boston situation, the 2 gentlemen who were the principals for the logging have been summoned to court. It is expected that they will appear on the 25th of September. Our offices are in Orange Walk is right now getting statements from everybody involved, including our officers, so that we can use these statements when we go to court next week. So while you might not be hearing of anything happening, we're going through the process of making sure that we have a clear-cut case before we go to court.
We also asked Pinello for an update on what will become of the situation that occurred on Osbert Usher's private farms in Stan Creek, and have they determined whether a law was broken when loggers encroached upon the Usher's private property.
The person who was doing the logging, we cannot definitively prove that the logs came out of Mr. Usher's property. I have had a conversation with Mr. Usher. He and I spoke, and what we have done is that amount of logs that was identified after the close of the season, it has been taken over by the state. So the person who was doing the logging, while we cannot prove that came out of those people's property, we have confiscated the material. What I have told Mr. Usher is that he and the other people who are property owners of the area can apply to purchase the material for themselves to at least offset what losses they might feel they have incurred. So that is where we are right now. I'm just finalizing the paperwork with our Savannah office, and then the offer will be made to Mr. Usher and his neighbors if they want to purchase the material.
And one of the main criticisms of the Forestry Department is that with all its logging licenses, short and long term, that it does not do enough monitoring, that is, which leads to widespread violations and extraction of illegal timber. When we asked a Deputy Chief Forest Officer about this today, he said that the ratio of forestry officers to forest cover in Belize shows a major disparity. He says the only solution to the problem they have managed to establish is stopping the issuance of short-term logging license. Here's more.
I think it is an unfair criticism on the department. We have the entire country to monitor. We have about 40% of this country covered in forests. So it will never be possible for us to monitor every area. We need the help of the public, as has happened recently with all these complaints that we have gotten. We take them and we don't take them negatively. We appreciate that the public gets in touch with us because that's the only way we'll know what's going on in their areas. We have our hotline, as I made known about a month ago, where people can WhatsApp us with the information, with location, with anything that they think is important for us to respond. And that is why we found out this was going on in Boston, because the chairman actually got in touch with us by WhatsApp letting us know. So like I said, I don't think it's a fair criticism on the department. We do a lot. The ones that you don't know about, you don't come to me with, because they're issues that we dealt with and fixed the problem before it became a problem. There are only a few situations out of 100 that you will come to us and ask us, so why didn't you get your work done? Those are certain issues that we might not have known. Now, one of the biggest problems that we have had recently, or for a while now, is that we have been issuing short-term licenses to people, which means they lag within a period of about 6 to 8 months. When somebody does that, they have a very short time to finish their work. So the environmental impact is not necessarily their main concern. It's trying to make sure you make back your money within those 6 months that you have invested to log. And so because of that, the incentive to jump into somebody else's property is there. And that is what we have seen with these 2 or 3 situations that occurred recently. Now, for us to resolve those issues, the ministry and the minister has decided that we will no longer issue short-term licenses in public lands. Within private lands, the landowner has the right to do what he wants to do in his own public and private land. But with public lands, we no longer will do that.
We caught up with Pinello at the Advancing Belize's National Forest Monitoring System Symposium this morning, a project that has been in the works for the past 5 years, engaging with the relevant stakeholders on how to utilize remote sensing and geospatial mapping to save Belize's mangrove cover. Here is what we gathered at the event.
In terms of today's workshop, we'll be presenting on several activities such as the mangrove cover change, and we're also looking at the land cover, national land cover mapping that we've been doing with partners, and also the fire monitoring system that we're implementing nationally. It's a symposium, so basically it's to, one, show appreciation to all the partners that came together in terms of developing these systems and working together in terms of an inclusive system for Belize, but also hopefully it's something that could be used as for future activities so that these activities can continue. Most of these activities were funded based by projects, and we would like to see how this could be more national based in terms of a budget and implementation and how the government can adopt these activities. Therefore, having this symposium and showcasing the value of these products and how it can be done nationally ensures that we could replicate this in the future sustainably.
Meanwhile, when we spoke to the Prime Minister at the beginning of the month, he stated that Belize was in negotiations with the U.S. government to be a safe third country for it to send its asylum seekers. But as we told you back in January, he was adamantly against it. Well, today he said that the negotiations should be wrapping up soon. And we asked him, why the flip-flop?
I think shortly, I think within a month or so, it shouldn't take long. And again, it's nothing to be excited about. It's simply whereby the United States, since they're getting rid of all of these people, you need to put them somewhere. And we're giving them the opportunity to decide, okay, where is it that they want to? Maybe many of them can't go back to their country because of political persecution, gang activities, whatever it is. And so they're giving them an opportunity to say, okay, I would like to go. There's this list of countries. Yeah, and then the country then also sets a certain criteria. We want to set a criteria more like a job program, whereby people with certain qualifications can come to Belize. And so if they come, they'll be able to participate meaningfully in our economy. Obviously, we're saying that we want people who will be there speak Spanish or English, and we prefer people from the Caribbean or Central America. We're not going to open up to the whole world that they can come. We can decide which regions we're prepared to take on countries.
What made you change your mind? Because in January you had a very hard line. Last question, promise. You had a very hard line against being a safe third country.
Yes, because back then they were just talking about dumping people in your country. This time around they're telling us differently, and also they are also going to the United States will help in financially in trying to settle these people when they come. So it's far different than what was presented to us back in January. So that is why I changed my position.
And while he's cozy with the U.S., speaking in the House today, the Prime Minister had no nice words for our news director, Jules Vasquez. He said, Jules, put your name on a ballot paper.
I'm always accessible to them. Whenever they ask me for an interview, I give them an interview. Maybe sometimes, yeah. If Jules Vasquez wants to run his government, he put his name on ballot. You need to register to vote. As long as the money, I have to give one press conference. I meet with the media all the time. Our government, all of us, when they ask us for an interview, we give it, unlike the other set of the boys from UDP, they were told they can't speak to the media. Only one person spoke to the media, and that was the then Prime Minister.
And the PM also snapped at the suggestion that he had ducked out of the country for the 10th. Indeed, he left on Monday the 8th and returned yesterday. He said he has no obligation to tell everyone his whereabouts.
When you try to again understand, Facebook, they say, oh, curious minds want to know where the Prime Minister is. You could have messaged me and say, hey, what you do something or whatever? And I could have answered you. I have no obligation to tell you what I got on my personal business. As Prime Minister, I do have an obligation to this country. From April of this year, I took my wife to see the doctor outside of Belize, as you need one. A complicated surgery. And the date was set that this week we'd have gone to go and set out when to have the surgery. And that's what I went to do. That's none of your business where you got to go do with my personal time.
And leaving all the politics behind, the 4th annual Creative Youth Idea Summit took place today with a focus on the future of music in Belize. By way of a panelist discussion made up of youths and students, they shared their ideas on how we can improve our music industry and why it is important to share artists' work with the public. Here is what we gathered at the summit today.
This is an annual event under the National Celebrations Commission. It forms part of the National Celebrations festivities, although it's not really the festive type of event. It's more of a reflection and a more of a forum type of event, really. The main purpose of this event is to listen to our young people, to hear their perspective, their ideas on the different issues that we face as a small developing country. In previous years, the summit has covered themes from crime, mental health, issues that have impacted young people. Today we're here focused on music, our history, our roots, heritage with music, but also we're looking at the future of music. And it's best that young people are part of this discussion because they really are the future of music, future of our country, and they're the future of music.
The future of music in Belize should look to be a representation of the community itself, which is as tiring as it is to keep saying the phrase a melting pot of culture that Belize is at the moment. We still I feel like in terms of the music and in terms of like the entertainment sphere, things are really not cut off, but they're very sectioned off from each other. And like what we're working right now with the Belize Music Project is that we're at least trying to work on a sound, which is we're trying to push to modernize a lot of the sounds that are still behind, to combine and mesh
genres together that are Belizean, so we can actually go out and push to create a new sound for the country.
And finally tonight, Belize will be sending 130 athletes to Guatemala to participate in the Central American Games in Guatemala next month, that is. And to mark the significance of Belize's participation, the torch for the Games arrived at the PGIA this evening and was welcomed into the city along with a delegation of 7 persons. The torch was then taken into the streets by a parade of cyclists to be handed over to the Olympic Committee in the city. President of the Olympic Committee, Alan Sharp, told us more about the historic event when we met them at the airport.
So the Central American Games, which is like the Olympics, but just for the 7 Central American countries, will take place in Guatemala October 15th to the 31st. Opening ceremonies on the 18th of October. We have 16 national federations. That means 16 different sports that are going to be participating and competing at the Central American Games. It is the games that we get to put the most athletes in because you don't have to qualify, you just have to be very good in your sport. So we have 16 sports. I mean, that's a lot of sports for Belize to go to any games. So we have big sports, small sports, everybody going. But why we're here is that the torch for those games is arriving right now on Copa Airlines. It's going to be here today, and tomorrow we have a ceremony to welcome it, and then the National Federation are going to run with the torch throughout the streets of Belize City. So this is a big deal. This torch has never come to Belize before. For the Central American Games is now coming to Belize. So they have a delegation that's bringing it in, the mascot as well. So coming today, we go from here to the flag roundabout. Deputy Mayor runs with it around the roundabout. Then we run with it to the Olympic House. And tomorrow morning, we have a ceremony of where we've invited all the athletes that are going to go to Central American Games. We have almost 130 athletes going to Central American Games.
Unidos por el deporte, united for sports. Thank you. Belize!
And that's all we have for you on 7 News on this Friday night. Thank you so much for watching. I am Miriam Abdul-Kawi. You can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a good night and a great weekend, and join Indira Craig back here on Monday.